When discussing philosophies of life, it's a funny and common occurrence to hear people say things like, "You can't possibly believe that this is all there is," and various iterations thereof. Yet, it is often the case that these things are said in complete ignorance as to the mechanisms unfolding to beget this in the first place. I mean, what is this? Any of this? What is it that defines the structure of a mind? And what is it for a mind to cease? Biology, astronomy, chemistry, physics, or neurology, psychology, the effort required to understand reality is a mountain to be climbed. One without a peak that demands a level of honest dedication to understanding that is simply not present in most minds. There is discomfort in admitting one's ignorances. The processes of restructuring thoughts, of learning new things or reasoning through ideas, is an effortful, deliberate, and taxing thing. Many are dissuaded of the journey by the mere possibility that they might be wrong, the subsequent reevaluation of their thoughts that this would entail. I believe the main reason, however, that this path is one rarely taken is that most ancient and central of fears, death, the prospect of contemplating mortality. Those who fear the mountain, who refuse to learn and to grow, attempt to justify the dwelling in a perpetually malinformed thought space by clinging to esoteric pseudo-explanations for being. After all, why think things through when I already have an easy answer, one that quiets the discomforts of uncertainty and fear? Choosing to believe wholeheartedly that it all must actually be simple, and that simplicity is so beautiful and profound as to make the mountain seem not only hostile, but dull. I would call this propensity to undercut the complexity of reality while simultaneously existing in a position of near complete ignorance of reality, the all there is fallacy. A fallacy closely linked to the false dichotomy of materialism versus spirituality, pretending as though the physical mechanisms of reality cannot possibly manifest consciousness, even though that is exactly what is happening, while at the same time refusing to even attempt to contemplate how this could be so. In essence saying, I know I haven't bothered to try to understand how I could be wrong, but I can't possibly be wrong, thinly veiled as a genuine reflection. A difficult argument to take seriously. Most people navigate life with a dishonest philosophy that, at its core, functions primarily to reaffirm that which they wish to be true. After all, how can comprehension of actual reality compare to the sweet bliss and comfort of one's preferred personal fantasy? I think the main reason something like science seems cold to so many is because they've spent their lives clinging to a false warmth. As such, the truth hurts, because they've allowed themselves to become emotionally invested in lies. What is actually true, what beliefs accurately correspond to reality, is of no concern to most, treating philosophy as though it's a game of finding what works best for you, an unspoken agreement of, hey, you let me have my delusions, and I'll let you have yours. An attempt to maintain peace in a world of conflicting delusions, yes, but more fundamentally, it is a staving off of the mutually assured destruction of these delusions, a goal that is disrupted as soon as anyone refuses to play along. A telling reason as to why non-believers are so highly disregarded and scorned. It is often thought that existence must be magical, because our reality consists of layers of complicated phenomena that we emerge in ignorance of by default. In each moment, we manifest as the peak of an invisible chemical cascade of countless components that we are and can never be fully aware of. The sum of the interactions that eventually begets us, transparent to we the outcome. Like seeing the color of your own eyes without a mirror. How can you see what is doing the seeing? No discovered mechanism or revelatory insight into how sentience neurologically manifests will ever satisfy the obsession with how strange it is to exist at all in the first place. Forgetting the simple yet profound fact that it is only once you already exist that you can ever be in awe of it. Something I have spoken of a few times now. The foremost bias inherent to existing at all. Across most of all there is, or ever was, there is no sentience. Yet I suspect that, as has happened here, as soon as it emerges to certain degrees of awareness, it cannot help but think itself profound, lost in the fact of its own existence, wondering why, assuming purpose, intent, and will to it all, oblivious to the fact that, were the conditions not exactly as they are, they wouldn't know it. We wouldn't, and didn't. An inescapable bias, linked to the nature of subjectivity itself. We are all born into ignorance and confusion in a hostile world. Religion and similar systems of thought emerge as mechanisms by which sentient agents cope with this reality by simply denying it outright. The process of developing an honest philosophy may seem at first a frustrating matter, daunting even, as it requires a readjusting of one's expectations of reality. It involves the willingness to reevaluate one's entire value system, and the shock of bearing the neglected weight of uncertainty and ignorance that previous systems of thought sought to evade. It is one of the main crossroads of life, and ultimately, it is a matter of what matters more to you as you exist as a mind capable of thought, where you fall in regards to the core dichotomy of realism, comfort or comprehension. We get overwhelmed by the prospect that this fleeting state of being is all that we get, all there is. But in this, we demonstrate a lacking awareness of and appreciation for the complex awe of what it is to be in the first place. We rob ourselves of the value of the moment, stuck in the context of a presupposed and deeply desired eternal hereafter. Enraptured by fantasies. The pursuit of understanding is a double-edged sword. The same realizations that grant context to large swaths of being carve away cherished beliefs that thrived in their ignorance. Beliefs that, to many, matter far more than the prospect of living in honest comprehension of what is most likely true of this, our collective circumstance.